Good day, guys. This is Yusuf, and this is
I'm Sherry.
Sherry, and this is the first time we've recorded something together, and we wanted to just share a little bit about ourselves by making some of these videos and talking today about our hobbies.
Ooh, our hobbies or your hobby?
One of our hobbies. Hobbies. Okay. So we're going to start off.
We're husband and wife, by the way, also.
Very excellent. Okay.
Forgot to say that part.
That's a very good thing. Okay, now.
Yes.
We'll just start off. You guys will figure what it is through the questions and the title of the video. What does DnD stand for?
Okay. Oh, I know this one. Dungeons. Wait, is it literally and D or in D?
It's and.
And.
Yes.
And D and D. Dungeons and Dragons. Yeah, that was easy.
Okay. What edition do we play?
Okay, I have another question. What do I win if I... We didn't discuss what do I get if I win? How many points do I have to get? First of all, how many questions are there? And then, what do I win?
It's okay. The video's going to take too long.
What do you mean?
The video's going to take too long. We gotta just answer
do I not get a prize? Is that what you're saying?
We can formulate that as we go. What edition are we on? What do we play? What do you think the edition's at? What does 5e stand for?
Okay, 5e. Okay, it's the 5th edition.
Ding ding ding.
So that means it's only been in for 5 years?
No, the timeline I don't have.
It doesn't go together.
It's much older. Some editions can go for like 6 years, 10 years.
5e.
Okay,
the beloved 5e.
What is a TTRPG?
Tabletop role-playing game. Yes.
Okay.
See, I need a prize. I'm doing really well. I need a prize. Just
what is a pen and paper game?
Well, aside from the fact that it's literally called a pen and paper game, I'm assuming that you are using pen and paper to play, right? I'm right about that. So I'm guessing that there's like no electronics involved. There's no, is there even a board? It's just like people sitting around just kind of making the game from scratch.
Basically, they're all the same. D&D, TTRPGs, and pen and paper. When they say pen and paper, you're just using your, imagination, and you're taking notes through the paper itself.
But is there a board? Because D&D has a board, right?
It depends on your budget. It depends. You can just do complete theater of the mind. You can use scratch paper. You can use graph paper. People have boards. People have iPad screens.
That doesn't sound very pen and paper to me if there's an iPad involved. That's cheating.
It's electronic paper.
Oh, that's right.
Okay, what is a PC and what is a DM? I gave you a hint by saying both together.
PC. I think it's like a playing character. I know what an NPC is. It's like a non-playing character or a
non-playable character.
Playable character. So the PC is a playable character.
Player character. The player
character. Yes. Okay. And then
DM.
The DM is the dungeon master.
Yes, correct. Or referee or game master.
Okay.
And what is the PC's job? What is the player's job in this, and what is the DM's job? That you understand what is going on.
Well, the dungeon... Wait, what was the question?
What is a PC's job, and what is the DM's job?
The DM's job, they have to like make up the whole game. They have to come up with, okay, well, when the players do this, what's going to happen after that? Like, they are the ones that control the game, the direction of the game and all that. The player's job is to play the game, to use their imagination, to they have to create a character. I know that. They have to create a character, and they have to just be creative.
Okay.
Is that right?
Yeah, in so many ways you're right. The DM basically is the storyteller. Since you don't have anything visual to see, like a movie, or you're reading the book, anything he says is going to be painting your picture. So he has to describe to you the room. He's kind of sometimes the camera angle, you could say. He's all the other characters. He's the shopkeeper. He's the kids on the street. He's the king. He's the bad guy. He's the good guy. He's your mom. He's your dad. To all the characters in there.
Oh, he's all of the other players that you interact with,
but he's also
non-player.
He's also the weather.
NPCs.
He's the weather. He's everything. He's the buildings. He has to describe everything. He's the director.
He's God.
In this sense too, and when you're playing these pen and paper games, even though you have the rule set, the real rule set is what the DM decides. If the DM decides you die because he doesn't like you in real life, he can be unfair and you die. Now that might break friendships, but at the end of the day, let's just say he interprets a rule incorrectly, and somebody's saying, "Oh, you did this incorrectly." Correct or not, whatever he says at the table, that will go. Now you're not trying to.
Has that ever happened to you where you're playing a game with a guy and then he's just you're not my friend anymore?
No, but I'm also explaining to you in an abusive way. This is actually meant more for ease for the DM, because you have to think of it. He's not trying to be a storyteller. Like, I'll get into another question for you, but we'll just bring it up right now. No, we won't bring it up right now. But we don't want to give him too many jobs to be, okay, you're a storyteller. I need you to do voice acting. I need you to do this and that. At the end of the day, what the DM is he's kind of a referee, kind of like if you ever played Mafia, the narrator.
Yes, I've played Mafia.
Yes, so it's kind of like the narrator. He's not an antagonist to you. He's trying to serve you. So whatever the player's desires are, if the players desire combat and they just want to level their person in the dungeon, then the DM needs to accommodate that.
It's like a vessel. Like, he's a vessel for the other players to basically use his expertise of the game and to use his imagination. Like, okay, I can create this world that you are.
And his job's really to accommodate you in the sense, if the table wants to do more social encounters, more romance, and less combat, then this is what he should be feeding and saying what you're seeing, explaining more social scenarios to you than feeding you combat encounters. If the people are wanting to open up a merchant shop, well, he might have to do a little bit extra work on resources in the land, other merchants. He'll have to create more content depending on what the players have said. Now, yes, a lot of it, still the onus is on the player to generate the fun, I will say. The DM is only presenting what you're seeing. Now you have to choose with your own agency what you desire to do, and you have to have your own ambitions. Otherwise, the fun is really not on the onus of the DM. The onus of the fun at play is always on the player, because he's serving you. What do you want to do? If you want to do nothing, nothing will happen. But if you have desires...
That's a waste of a game.
But the thing is, he is serving you, so he can create a scenario for you, but you still choose what happens. If you say, I don't want to do the adventure anymore, I just want to go to the tavern and hang out with girls, and I want to do whatever I want to do, then they won't do the adventure. Then I still have to kind of... That's with your group of friends, you kind of talk about beforehand what type of game you want to play.
So what happens if the other players want to do that, and then some of the other players are just like, no, I want to go to war. I want to go fight. Like, yes, how do you determine that?
Okay, so this is a great question that you have. Something like this has happened in the before, where we've had a group of friends who all have the same comedy style, and we were all having fun doing social encounters, and then one of them desired to just power level their character for fighting. And we are messing around socially in the tavern, doing such mischief and whatnot. And the person basically shouted at one of the other players.
In real life?
In real life. It was very awkward, and basically the person stopped getting invited to the sessions.
Wow.
And at the end of the day, we cannot deny that that person having that fun powerlifting might be having more fun than we are. You understand what I'm saying? You cannot deny people's fun. If people want to do high school romance, if people want to do Harry Potter things, people want to do they want to do combat. Some people wants to be a merchant. Whatever type of play you would like to do, whatever interactions you'd like to do, you cannot deny somebody's fun. If somebody says, "Oh, I love pets and I want to do grooming, and can you provide this for me?" You cannot deny somebody's fun.
Are there games like that? D&D games that are just like, "Oh, I want to interact with the animals during the whole game."
The thing that really something new that I found out it's this show called Dimension 20, and they had these people writing letters. Is this similar to this Jane Austen system? Mm-hmm. And they kept on writing letters at the beginning of the day, and they would also write rumors about people. So it was this. But see, they did this hacking 5e, so you don't need a new system. It's what is the table concentrating on? Would you guys like to concentrate on social things? Okay, then we write letters every day to whoever it is in this world, and I will then react and say, "Oh, then such and family read it, and this happened." Is that what you guys like to concentrate on? Oh no, I want to just fight and level my guy. Oh, actually, I want to become a musician. Can I send out letters? Oh, I actually want to make a fortress over here in the middle of this land. Oh, a king will come and say that land is his. And then you know what a murderous player says? Oh, what's his name? What's his name says I cannot have the land? What is his name? Where does he live? He will not be noble for too long. So
the game you're talking about, you write letters the whole game? Is that what you're saying?
No, you'd say at the beginning of the day, look, it's what's you're concentrating on. in this game that they were playing,
the Jane Austen game, you said.
Yeah, so this was about courts. It was like a fake court about relationships, this and that. And so in the beginning of the day, they would write letters either to each other, and then they would respond back just to further the play of the game, dramatize things, or they would write it to other NPC players to say to the queen of this or to the prince of such and such. And I write, and they just start talking out loud, saying what they wrote, right? Saying that they wrote a letter. And then the DM would respond to them saying, "Oh, then a response has come." And then someone would say, "Oh, I'd like to write a rumor because this is about court, and I'm spreading this rumor in court, so now people can react to, oh, well, you're such a," because they're saying that they heard that day. So you're creating more trouble or trials and tribulations for people to react to. You yourself are almost co-joining with the DM, creating more things in the world that are not there.
Okay. So they can like kind of reset the world or change the world in a way.
Yeah, but you see, you can just pile this onto D&D 5e. 5e, we're in a medieval world. We slay dragons. We go do this or that. Okay.
So it's like putting a different skin on it.
Yeah, and
different skins.
It's just the table deciding that that's what we would like to do and concentrate on. Mm. You understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. It's the same thing with your type of comedy. If you have a type of comedy where you like to do these type of things, or say swearing at the table, you like to say the F word or the S word or the A word, whatever all the words you were liking to say. And some people are like, "Hey, man, that's not cool." So, okay, well, I won't invite you anymore if this is what I like to do. Or the people that don't swear, uninvite the guy that swears. You're just saying, "Hey, you keep on swearing. I don't want you here anymore." Or however it is. Mm-hmm. Or you're saying something inappropriate physically between genders, or whatever, you're making me uncomfortable, or whatever it is, or we don't mesh well. Like you didn't, you said, "Oh, you're being so insensitive." Like, whoa, we say this. Some people say words in front of their friends that they don't say in front of other people. So if a new person comes in and you guys just don't mesh well, sometimes the session's much more about, a lot of it's improv. You're just making up stuff on the fly with your friends. So if you don't have the same comedy or you understand each other, sometimes it's not as fun to play with you.
Yeah, I can see that being a problem for sure.
Yeah, some people, they just get uncomfortable with you. They're like, "I don't like how you're saying this."
Well, I mean, so it's not normal to play D&D with people you don't know.
No, actually, that's very untrue, because you can go to stores and there is a sense of love and community, and they're very nice to each other. There's very few people I've seen that are actually rude. Most people are really nice. Mm-hmm. And I mean, look, this is a very nerdy kind of thing to do in a very real sense. You have to learn a lot of rules in a sense in some instances, that these people generally want to help you. They want more people to join the hobby. You know what I'm saying? So they don't. They're generally pretty nice people. And look, you're expressing your feelings. You're expressing joint imagination with people. It's a very intimate thing that you're playing silly with people.
Well, you're pretending. It's like a
But you're still being vulnerable in a sense. I mean, some people do voices. Some people
you're
do
like living out. Maybe you're living out a fantasy that you have, and I can see how that could be, intimate and vulnerable in a way. It's like, well, I've always wanted to be, someone that falls in love with a maiden and runs away. Like these can be very
it's definitely role playing.
Private thoughts that kind of come out, in role playing. I can see that.
Okay, I have a little bit more questions. This one's a little bit different. This is just logistical. This is why we're having these questions. How do you feel about having D&D at your house? And what advice do you give to husbands to butter up their wife to accepting, hosting, and D&D in general?
How do I feel about having D&D at my house? I think I would prefer D&D at my house versus like men over watching football or something like that. I think D&D is a lot more thought-provoking. So I would definitely prefer that over sports, which there's nothing wrong with sports. How to butter up your wife.
What advice you can give for people?
Pretty hilarious.
I think it's a practical reality.
Well, for one, maybe clean the house, but don't just clean the house right before everybody comes. Like, the only reason you clean is because people are coming over. It's just
so
like
you have to think
2,
ahead. 3, 4 weeks in advance.
Yeah, you need to think ahead. Like,
and try to have everything.
Keep the house clean for at least 3 weeks prior to your D&D date that you'd like, because then the wife's like, well, like he's been helping out a lot. I don't have to really ask him to pick up, I think if
we get the wife in the best mood, and you would probably know all the analogies in your life, which are the things that the proactive things. In so many other similar situations, if you have other hobbies, you probably know the things you need to do, so then you can get the things you want to make your wife happy. So you can
just make her happy. Whatever that is, that could be keeping the house clean. That's what it is for me.
Is there any scenario or theme or moment in a movie or history that you would like to participate in? Imagine a holodeck where you can recreate. Is there a favorite movie scene?
What's a holodeck?
Holodeck is it's from Star Trek. You're basically in like a 30 by 30 feet or 20 by 20 feet room. You ask it to do a nature scene. You're in a nature area. It says to be in a mansion, and you have a wife and a kid. Even though you don't, it creates that. And
okay, so
like
it'll create like whatever world you want.
Yeah, basically like mini heaven.
Ooh.
So, but this is the point. Let's just say it's your favorite moment from a movie where a main character dies. Let's replay that scene, and what would you like to do differently? Now let's improvise that scene, and you're there with your character now, and we do that. That's basically what this pen and paper experience is. You can ask speak with your DM. So is there anything that you would like? Some people like, oh, I really like Harry Potter. I want that vibe of going to school. Some people want, you could redo history. Say, oh, I really want to kill some bad person in history.
Well, I'm strange because the movies that I really like are usually not like action-packed movies, or, I like more relaxed, psychological. I don't know. Okay, for example, like one of my favorite movies was Practical Magic. you know that because I watched that movie a lot with Sandra Bullock and Nicole Kidman, and White Oleander. I don't think you know that movie. Like, these are movies that are. I mean, I'm a lady. You know, I don't know if that's bad to say, but like the movies that I really feel are iconic are.
Okay, so what about those scenes were meaningful to you? Maybe we can still recreate that and allow for options.
Well, it's all about, it's like love stuff. Like okay, there's a scene in Practical Magic where the antagonist is basically trying to kill Sandra Bullock and threatening to kill her, and the sister kind of swoops in and helps her. I mean, that's something that I think I would.
Yeah, we could recreate that scene.
Yeah,
you could be certain character and just role play it if you just want to. You just even having the feelings of just role playing. You know, if that was your desire. Mm-hmm. Okay, well, we'll move on. Do you know what Critical Role is?
Yeah, Critical Role. I don't know any of their names, but I know that they play D&D online or on TV or something.
Have you ever watched Critical Role?
By accident. Like, if you're watching it and I happen to be in the room and I happen to be... Yeah, I mean, I've definitely seen it, yeah.
Name any actors or characters.
Oh, no, I can't.
Okay.
Is it like Biff or Jiff or... Isn't there like a short name person?
Not.
Okay. Isn't there a guy there named Chris or something?
No, I don't believe it's Chris. I don't think so.
Yeah, I don't know.
What did you like or dislike? What did you like or dislike about it?
Critical Role?
Yeah.
I mean, they look like they're having fun. I really like the models that they have. I think that was one of the more recent episodes where they built out the world that they were in, and it was like a really detailed model of the world. I thought that was pretty cool. Like, yeah, I like that a lot.
Okay, we're gonna finish out with 2 scenarios to see what your play style is. Okay. So this is something like a Thief's Guild mission. So you're gonna do like a Thief's mission. Mm-hmm. And just imagining similar to virtual reality, where you're trying to hide from the AI. You have that anxiety that it's real. You're getting a pressured situation, similar to like Blades in the Dark. Okay. You and your partner in crime, are just finishing up a job at a bazaar, at the market in a major city. You've been distracting a merchant while your partner has reached over the counter and secured the loot. This is your target, is the loot. As you start leaving, the merchant screams, "Thief! Thief!" And a couple of guards from the west, a couple of guards from the east entrance of the bazaar, a couple of entrance of the south, they all start coming towards you, halting anyone leaving with their hand, slowly coming to you, searching all occupants. Mm-hmm. What do you do? Now, I'm going to have a circle, cut it into 4, like a pizza, and every about 20 seconds, I'm going to start coloring it in, saying, they're getting closer, what do you do? And applying pressure to you in real time. So what do you do? They're coming.
So my partner has the money?
Yes, you have plenty of time to talk to him in between this time and they're coming to search for you.
Oh my God. Okay, so they're telling me how many guards are there? How many guards are there?
I started coloring in the first
one. How many guards are there?
There's 3 coming from the west, 3 coming from the south. So they keep on coming and surrounding.
So it's 9 of them. And they're oh my God. And okay, and what is my character? Can I kill everybody? Like,
imagine that you can do a lot. You can be violent, you have magic. Just you can use your creativity.
But there's like civilian people around. I don't want to kill anybody by accident.
And the merchant does recognize you two because you just interacted with them. You were distracting the merchant, so they're like, hey, you stay here.
Oh, so they already think I did it.
Well,
they
they're
already
saying-
think we did it.
Well, at least they're trying to look for you while you were leaving. And the merchant is screaming thief. What do you do?
God.
They're coming closer.
Oh my God.
Okay, I'm going to color in half now.
Okay.
They've come even sooner now. You have imaginary 2 more slots on your clock in real time.
So
They start
probably
ushering
what
people closer and closer to you. They're closing in.
I mean, I literally would just like knock a few of them out, and me and my partner would run away, right?
Okay, so you would try to engage them, hit them, and then start making a run
And
for
just
it.
go. Yeah, I mean,
Okay.
no need to kill them necessarily, but like, I'm not gonna give myself up. I'm not gonna give my partner up. We're just gonna knock them out and then run off. Like,
Okay, all right, very straightforward.
yeah.
Other people, they made a special character for this in a compartment. They had a compartment in another item for a hidden space. Some of them,
Oh,
yeah, or some of them tried to use like some mist, some like smoke bomb. And
oh
create a
yeah,
distraction.
yeah, a distraction.
Or they'll try to use some disguise magic, try to look like somebody else.
I didn't know I could do that.
But it depends how realistic people want to play. Say, when did you do that? Did you do that when everybody was looking at you? They're gonna say, "Hey, what is he doing? What is he doing? Why are you trying? Why are you trying to change him?"
Hey, who's that guy? That's not who he was a second ago.
I saw him go like this, started uttering, whispering things, and then all of a sudden he transformed to somebody else. He seems very
Witch!
guilty. Yes. Well, magic would be normal. in this
then
world.
they'll try to burn you at the stake. Then
Okay, so you see, there's many aspects where you could try to bribe them. You could try to talk to them.
no, I'm not doing none of that.
Yeah.
I just stole money. I'm not trying to give it away right after I stole it. That's ridiculous.
Some people very worried. Oh, you saw my face. I end the merchant's
and
life.
then I have to kill everybody.
Well, or at least the merchant, so there's no eyewitness.
Well, I would just leave the city. I mean, I'm not going to stay there after I've stolen a bunch of money. That's crazy. You need to leave the city after you've like knocked out the guards and run off.
Okay, last scenario, and I think we're good with the video. You're an outsider coming into a village or a city that gets raided by werewolves. This is a kind of an isolated
God.
place. Okay, it's never safe. The local mayor has been very strict with curfew.
What are werewolves again?
They turn into
They're like vampires.
They turn into like half human, half beasts, like werewolf, and they bite you, and then you become. It's called lycanthropy. You become like them, like a vampire.
You said they're half human.
Okay, so they were human, and then they turn into at night at the moon or whatever the system has agreed to. They turn into the werewolf at whatever time, or they could do it at
Oh,
will.
so they are people during the day.
Yeah, and then they
transform.
transform.
So it kind of is like vampires.
Or they could
a
have
little bit.
however the lore works. Okay.
Okay.
The local mayor has been very strict with curfew and has his men beat the villagers who break curfew.
Get his house.
Okay, hold on. There are 2 noble families in the village. One is the mayor's family, and the other a rival that did not get administrative status.
Like Romeo and Juliet.
The rival family has been rumored to be devil worshippers.
Mercutio.
They're rumored to be devil worshippers.
How is somebody rumored to be a
Just we're coloring the picture. Yeah, so the rival did not get administrative status. The mayor's son and the other noble house's daughter have been arranged for marriage.
Oh my gosh, it's just like Romeo and Juliet.
They're both
not arranged.
They're both
marriage.
around 15 of age. One day, the daughter comes back different one day. Her mental faculties are not all there. The son has been practicing his magical enchantments on her
Date
and
rape.
has broken her mind.
Date rape.
With all
terrible.
of this revealed to you, one thing leads to another, and at a carnival, a civil war is about to break out between these 2 families. The noble house with the daughter asks you, the outsider, to side with them and exposes the mayor's son's truth and some evidence of excessive beating that killed a man that the mayor was jealous of. The mayor, with evidence, confirms that part of the rival family does do devil worship. They look to you to decide and
Not all of
resolve
them.
the
Just some of
conflict.
them.
The power is in your hands this day. how do you act?
Okay, so to make sure I understand correctly, so there's two rival families, but their children are engaged to be betrothed.
This is just to have like a
with
ugly
each
history.
other.
Yeah, correct. But that's probably off now because the mother's clearly seen that it's like a lobotomized daughter.
Okay, so the daughter came back home and there's clearly something wrong with her.
Correct.
And they believe that the other family are the ones that did this to her.
Yeah, their son is already like a apprentice wizard, and he's been practicing his magic. He's known
he did it to
he's known to doing this to some of their guards, to practice magic on their guards. And it's not like he has done this before.
And then it's my job to smooth it over between
a civil war is about to break out, and they're willing to kill each other, and you are put in this situation.
Okay, so based on that previous scenario, it sounds like I have magical powers. I'm able to persuade.
You've helped this village
persuasive.
For the last 2 weeks, you've been helping this village. They all respect you. They know you're capable warriors. That's why they're even allowing
coming
you
to me and
judgment.
asking me.
Correct.
Well, what is the benefit of them being together? So, okay, I'm just trying to prevent a civil war from happening. I'm trying to prevent a lot of people from dying and the families from
the rival house
killing
is saying,
each other.
I'm going to kill the mayor and his family regardless. And then the mayor is saying, I'm not giving up my position. I will defend myself and kill them if they come to me. So you are being forced in a gray area position to choose the lesser of two evils, like Witcher.
Witcher.
This is the scenarios that the DMs put the players in, and then you become judge, jury, and executioner, because you're also going to have to help, or you can abstain. But then the DM will say, okay, then you based on your decision, you allow the slot, and then they'll explain negative. Then you're like, I didn't want that. He said, hey, this is how it is. So then you can come back and say, give them hiding, like, hey, you weren't supposed to kill innocents, and the DM will just say innocents had died. And then even though you said no and they agreed, okay, now what do you do with that? So what would you do? Now that you know the scenario, you don't necessarily have to answer, but the whole point of these two scenarios was to show you, to explain to the audience, for people who didn't know, this is kind of the scenarios. Now, there's a lot of stuff building up to this, but you would be getting yourself into a lot of these situations. You would be finding out on the adventure that the son was doing that. You would find out on your own time. I'm front loading you the whole experience by telling you right now, but all these things are part of adventures that I have played, experiences that I've gone through, but I'm front loading you all the information. You would have found out about this person. You would have found out about the evil.
So
of this
I would have already known. Like, this is you're just trying to give it all in a snippet.
Correct.
So
but I was made to choose between the two families.
Right. And I would say that my main concern would be, one, for the girl. I would initially talk to the son.
This has already been a year that has broken off.
So
it's bad blood between them. That's the thing that's been brewing between the two families.
Okay. So there's no like, oh, well, we're still trying to.
Oh, no.
Okay. So this is just
hatred.
There's a war. Okay.
Yeah. It's just supposed to be a not good situation, and you have to make the decision.
Wow. Yeah, that's a tough decision. I think I would base it on which family I felt was the best. Like, who do I think would be the best at ruling the city? Like, I know you said the mayor was saying he's not going to give up his position. And then the other family said that they're going to kill the mayor and his family. And then we'll
add that the devil worshippers, part of the thing you found out is the devil worshippers actually work with, like, the werewolves.
Well, then the devil worshippers probably should not be over the city. I mean, they probably need to die, the devil worshippers.
The mayor's son did what he did, and he's defending his son. And if you try to come for his son, he'll defend full. And he's beating people, and he killed someone by he just being jealous of him letting. So he's not. He's
you didn't tell me that he killed someone.
I said, yeah. I said somebody
who's jealous.
No, the mayor got his people to beat somebody to death that he was jealous of.
Oh, I forgot about that part.
The story is supposed to be painted that both people are guilty. Yes, and then so now.
Well, that's why I said I would base it on one, who has been the best to me. For one, like, okay, who has treated me the most fair? Who has never wronged me? Who has gotten me out of a pinch or whatever? I mean, I know that that's the case with a lot of these scenarios. It's like, who am I loyal to? I'm loyal to whoever has taken care of me. I mean, I don't know what kind of character I am. I don't know what kind of issues I've had.
Yeah,
but
I can understand you're saying that. However, usually you're breaking into their house and sneaking around and snooping as part of an adventurer to try to figure out the mysteries. So they may have caught you snooping in their house and may have been rude to you because you're snooping in their house.
That's why I said whoever has been the best to me, if they're being mean to me, but
even though you're trying to steal from them.
Yeah, well, it's fine. I'm not like actually. So I stole something.
I mean,
I'm just looking.
They're catching you spying on their son in the second floor.
Yeah, because I'm doing detective work. That's not bad. Do you think PIs are bad because they're doing detective work?
Players
it's like, oh, you're spying on me. It's like, well, I'm doing my job. Like, I have to see what's really going on. So
that's fine. But
yeah, don't be upset about that, though. If you're upset about that, I don't know. Maybe you should die in this civil war.
Okay, no problem. Okay, that's all the questions I had.
Okay.
Thank you guys for listening, and I hope.
How do you think I did?
You knew too much.
I knew too much about DnD.
I think you knew too much.
Well, I mean, we've been married for almost 10 years, so yeah, I've had some time to learn about. But I've only played DnD
for how long?
10 years?
No. I only started playing like.
Oh, you haven't been playing the whole time?
Mm-mm. I only started playing. We only started playing after we got married, anyways.
Yeah, 10 years.
No, but after.
So 5 years.
I think, yeah, we only been
7 years.
6 or 7 years.
Okay. Well, I mean, you're pretty submerged, so yeah, I know about D&D.
How many D&D games have you played?
Oh, maybe one.
Yeah.
It was just the time that I played with your mom and
Did
Nanny,
you play?
Right?
Yeah.
We all played in Sophia. Was Sophia?
Yeah.
That was the one time I played. It was okay, but I don't know if I would want to do it like in my free time, like continuously.
It would probably you'd have to ask what type of game you'd like to play. Yeah,
I remember us kind of talking about it. I would prefer a more social game, I think, not necessarily like, oh, we're going on an adventure and we're fighting people, villagers, I don't know if I would like that, but yeah, I mean, if it's more like climbing the ladder, the social ladder, like, stuff like that, I think maybe I would be okay with a game like that. Have more fun.
And how much of what your character looks like or clothes they're wearing matters to you? Because when you have children, especially girls, they...
In real life?
Yes.
Okay.
They like to explain, and it's very important to them.
What the characters look like?
What the characters look like, what their sword looks like. They like the pets because they want to interact with the pets.
Well, they want to make it as close to real life as possible, and they're
actually very good role players because they do all the things that guys typically don't do. That they don't concentrate on fighting as much as they describe on all this explanation and looking around, and it's like getting skins in a video game. They just like the skins. Right.
Yeah, they're paying, they're paying same, for all the skins. Same. I think that would be something I would enjoy.
And they just like to do the emotes. They like to type in like /dance. They just want to mess around role playing.
That's what hang out. Yeah. I mean, that sounds like a good time. Same.
Yeah.
Same. Yeah, I agree.
It's a very different experience to deal with my expectation. I mean, I knew it was going to be different, but yeah, it is different in how guys and girls, at least younger kids, in what they're wanting from the experience, what they're wanting from me, what they want to talk about, what they want to explore. As you're saying, you're not interested in having an adventure.
No, not really. Life is already that. I already deal with that every day. I think for guys, it's like life could be more exciting. So I have to live like my imagination has to give me that excitement that I want.
What I've seen, what people are actively doing at a pen and paper D&D game is they're trying to creatively show off their imagination to their friends. And it's the one time that you're like, it's good to show off because everyone wants to see something amazing. So you're trying to be as creative as possible with the variables that exist. You're trying to pull off some comedy. It's improv. So in the moment, you're trying to say the most clutch.
Yeah,
witty,
it's a lot of acting, right? I mean, it's acting, improv.
Timing and improv.
Comedy.
You may not do voices, but as long as you're witty and your timing is good, you know.
Well, Critical Role, they do voices. I mean, it's literally
they're voice actors.
Acting.
They're voice actors, and they also talk to each other in character.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, it's much harder. It's much harder than you think. Even if you look.
No, I can imagine that.
Even if you look down on any of them and you don't like some of them, for them to do that in character consistently, it's pretty amazing. Actually,
it's pretty impressive. Yeah, to be kind of submerged.
Yeah, so when they're discussing
it's like method acting in a way.
When they're discussing their tactics or what their characters should do for the day, they do it all in character.
Yeah,
talking to each other instead of I've almost usually don't do that. Because I don't want to say that I actually do that, and because I don't have good memories.
Do you do voices?
You try voices a little while, and then you just start thinking about your creativity. Like you start concentrating on the cool thing that you're trying to do, and it's kind of in the moment. And you have to try to not hog the mic and be hog the spotlight. You can you can showboat, you can show off, but you don't hog the mic or hog the spotlight. Right? You have your moment, you shine, you do your cool creative things, you use your resources,
and then you like step
effectively,
aside so somebody else can have their turn.
Well, yeah, and that's something the DM has to pay attention to see that everybody's getting their fair share, and then you have to ask them questions. Hey, what do you want to do? What are you doing? What are you doing? And then some people are shy, bringing them out. But yeah, no, okay. I'm happy with all the questions.
Yeah, I think it was a nice first video. It's cool, and we'll just
hopefully make another
more.
Make another hobbies video. Hobbies.
I don't have a hobby. I have to have a hobby so that
we'll come up with something. Okay, thank you very much.
Bye.